I know.
Okay, what about Burgo?
Huh?
Burgo Bank? Ever fish on Burgo?
Virgin, Beam trawling probably.
Uh, was there one of those banks that would be worse than the others because of weather conditions, or
No,
I mean, was it
Grand Bank used to be rough.
pretty rough on the Grand
Long
Bank?
ways to go.
Yeah. Was there something, I come across something in my father's notes, something about fishing on the peak of Browns? Was there something about a current on Browns Bank?
It was a pig. They used to go fishing there. Halibut fishing.
On Browns?
Peak of Brown, yeah.
Peak of Browns. Now, what did they mean by the peak? Right over the top of it or something?
Well, it's a little peak comes up, you know, and,
You can't see it or nothing.
oh Christ, no.
No, no, it's
80
way.
fathom water.
Yeah.
You're fishing around 80 or 90 fathoms.
But it was noted for its currents, though, wasn't it?
A lot of tide there, yeah.
A lot of tide?
Hard bottom, trees and everything.
Well, it must have
Bad
been,
place to fish.
Jesus, it must have been hard to anchor. Your dory, wasn't it?
No, you can anchor on it.
Yeah.
And it was hard for you to trawl. There was ridges and trees there, rocks, and great white trees.
Is that right? Trees.
Yeah.
Praise sakes. Tell me something, Harry. I don't know whether you can answer this or not, but well, maybe you can't. Listen, how did the skipper know that he was on fish?
You didn't know.
He didn't know.
No. Sam wrote a piece of bottom, but the bottom was all right and shit. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you wouldn't.
Yeah.
The only time you know you're on fish when you caught them.
When you start to catch them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Were there any signs insofar as him knowing he was on fish? No signs.
Yes, I know.
Like, would there be some gulls or something around, flying around?
No, that didn't make no difference.
Yeah.
Not dirty fishing. Used to be on mackerel, I guess I did hear that.
Yeah.
In the mackerel school, you'd see you'd see some birds around, you know. But not dory fishing.
Did you ever put into Newfoundland anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Whereabouts? St. John's?
Yeah. St. John's and Carbonaire.
Carbonear? Were they pretty friendly up there, Harry?
Oh, yeah. Very friendly people.
Yeah.
I guess that's about, another place I can't think of it now.
Yeah.
Two places I can't think of.
Mm-hmm. Harry, what day would a Gloucester vessel leave Gloucester for a trip? Was there a certain day that she'd leave? Or, I mean, could be Monday through...
No, evening day you want to.
Yeah, but, was there a day that they wouldn't go out?
No.
On a, would they even leave on a Sunday too?
Sure, I don't know. Sundays, sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Sunday nights. The old trawlers, I don't think, would leave Sundays, though.
Yeah.
These draggers, they leave anytime.
They
Christmas,
leave
anytime. Yeah, sure.
What was the usual number of days for a trip, Harry? Did it vary, didn't it?
You couldn't tell. They just go around as fish you caught.
Yeah.
You may be gone a week, you may be gone 2 weeks.
What was the longest you were ever gone?
6 weeks
6 weeks. Jesus.
on the halibut trip.
That must have been way up north then.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 weeks. Boy, that's a long time. Jesus.
Well, we had to go in the harbor for
Yeah, for
bait,
supplies.
stuff
And
like
bait.
that, you know. Yeah.
Did you tell me something? Did you ever go on a trial trip on a new vessel? You ever?
Oh, no, in the Chivo, yeah.
Yeah. No, that was the only one you were ever on, wasn't
Yeah.
it? What would they celebrate during the trial trip and
Well,
everything?
just take the road down, slice the sails,
Yeah.
go to Marblehead. I think we went to Marblehead, I think we did.
Yeah. Did they have a few drinks aboard on the trial trip?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing nothing, you see nobody drunk or nothing. But
Yeah.
they had to do a lot of work.
What vessel, Harry, that you sailed on had a pilot house on it? Were there several of all of them?
Yeah. Well, after one or two got them. Everybody had them then.
Yeah. Hesper's had one?
Oh, yeah, not the first one, I don't know. They had one, after a while they had one, and they
Yeah.
started to get them. Great, good for men steering, like cold meats.
Yeah. But they're also a death trap, though, too, weren't they?
Somewhere,
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of men lost them.
Harry, going back quite a few years ago, what were some of the names of the bars and saloons that the fishermen used to frequent? Can you remember some of the names of the old bars?
You mean years ago?
Yeah, downtown, years and years ago.
When I came here, there were no bars. There was
It was dry.
dry when I
Yeah.
came here, yeah.
Well, what were some of the names of the bars?
Oh, there's Camerons down
Camerons,
there, Curly's, and
Curly's.
a lot of them. I forget half of them. I've been in a lot of them, too.
Helen Myers.
Yeah.
That's it.
That wasn't a name, though. They had a name on it. I forget
Yeah,
the name.
Horatio's.
Yeah, Horatio, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where my father used to bartend down there.
Yeah.
You remember him when he was a bartender, don't you?
No, I
You
didn't
don't?
know him, no.
Yeah, he
no.
worked there several years.
Busy Bee, that used to be one.
Busy Bee, yeah.
There's a lot of them. I can't remember them.
Jesus, they used to have a few fights from time to time, didn't they?
And the lower streets, they would, Lincoln
Yeah.
Street, Hideaway, and then
The Hideaway.
not too much, though. I guess years ago they used to have a lot way back.
Harry, did skippers actively recruit crews? Did they ever go into a saloon or a bar and look for men for a crew?
Not very much,
Not as a rule.
no.
In other words, they didn't have many problems finding crews. I guess the people used to come to them, didn't they?
As a rule, they would, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a job, you'd ask him.
Uh-huh. What would be the average number of crew aboard a schooner, Harry, in those days? 14?
What about dory vessel?
Yeah.
Well, according to how many dories you had. If you had
Uh-huh.
10 dories, you'd have 23 men.
That includes the skipper, cook,
Yeah,
and
engineer.
engineer.
Mhm.
23 men.
Yeah. If you had 12 dories, you'd have 27.
Uh-huh.
That used to be pretty near the regular crew.
Now did that probably included the spare hand too, didn't it?
No spare hand.
No spare hand?
No. Just 3 men on deck.
Uh-huh.
Cook, engineer, and skipper.
But some of them did carry a spare hand, though, didn't they?
Well, the vessels had no engines did years ago, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I never was shipmates one of them. That's when they were dummy vessels. They had them on board to handle the sails.
In all your times at sea, Harry, did you ever come across a sea lawyer?
Sea lawyer?
Yeah.
Plenty of them.
Plenty of them.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that comes out in your mind that you remember that was a
No.
sea lawyer? Okay, if a guy was a sea lawyer, what exactly would he say? Would he talk about? Was he a know-it-all?
Well, he thought he did, and he didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
He thought he did. Oh, there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
You
Well,
wouldn't listen to them after a while.
yeah. Well, would he talk about
You know everything.
everything about everything?
Everything. Know what the president was doing. Know everything.
But you can't remember any one single guy that
No.
stands out in your mind.
If I did, I wouldn't tell you their names.
Yeah. Jesus, I know we had a couple on my ship I was on in the Navy. God Almighty, this is a guy always knew when you were going to get in port, what port you were going to go to, what time the vessel was going to dock, and most of the time he was wrong.
Well, these fellows that didn't know that, they used to growl all the time,
Yeah, bitch and complain.
all the time.
Yeah.
They don't do it on these draggers though.
Uh-huh.
I never heard of anything.
Did you ever foul an anchor? I mean, were you ever on a schooner that fouled an anchor?
Don't remember.
Yeah.
No.
If they fouled an anchor, what would they do? They'd just have to cut it away, wouldn't they?
No, you haul it up.
Work on it until you got it?
Well, you'd break it out after a while.
Yeah.
You mean,
You know,
I
it got
never
stuck
did
on the
see it.
bottom.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but
Yeah.
you'd work on it.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you what they call steam it out.
Change positions?
No, you'd start your engine.
Oh, yeah. And back off? Or
Back
Go
off
ahead.
or go ahead, but
Uh-huh.
try everywhere, you know.
Uh-huh.
Very seldom happens, but I never see it happen. I suppose it would happen, but
Yeah.
I never seen it happen.
Yeah. Harry, the only fast passage that you were ever on, but just correct me if I'm wrong, that would be on the Catherine coming down from Cancel. That was a fast passage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any other ones that you can remember? The fast passage?
Tebow, I guess, one time.
From where to where? Gloucester to...
Yeah. Where were you? Around Browns, I think it was. Browns to Boston. Made very good. Made very good time. I think she averaged over around 11 miles. Blow the gale of wind.
11 miles?
That's a good average.
That's going right on, Harry. Yeah,
Yeah.
going right along. Yeah. So good.
Pretty good average. She didn't have much sails. We had bank sailors, so.
You were never on a vessel that ever collided with another vessel, were you?
No.
Yeah.
No, I was very lucky.
Were you ever aware of the fact, or can you remember ever seeing Gloucester schooners bring whole families from Nova Scotia to Gloucester?
No.
You don't
They did
remember?
a lot of years ago.
Years ago they did, I guess.
100 years ago, I guess.
But there's none that you can remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in the fisherman's own book.
Yeah, Fisherman's Own Book.
There was one in Lost, all hands,
Yeah.
coming from Mulgrave.
Oh, Jesus. Lost with all hands.
Yeah. Kids, women.
Can you ever remember of all your times out to sea, all the vessels you were on, any fights among the crew?
No, not so much.
Yeah. I suppose there was an argument here and there.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
bound to be.
arguments, yeah, but they never see too much fights.
Yeah.
I guess them beam crawlers they used to.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen them come in. Once in a while I'd go no drunk to maybe a little argument or a fight.
Yeah.
Not so much, I think.
What, Harry, in your mind, in your memory, what was the bravest thing you ever saw out to sea? The bravest thing that anyone ever did. Can you recall any brave happening out to sea?
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's happened though, but I never
Yeah.
seen
Oh,
it.
it happened plenty of times.
See fellas jump overboard for fellas. I never seen it.
But you never saw that.
No. No, I've seen taking men off of dories. I've done that myself.
You seen what?
Taking men off of the bottom of the dory, but that's no brave. That's no bravery to that. That was your duty to do it. Save a man.
You mean like coming across somebody that was astray, you mean?
Well, no, well, it'd be a dory upset.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Anybody would do that.
Did you see Pat overturn from the Hesperus in his dory?
No, I wasn't there then.
You wasn't there then?
No.
You had a hell of a time.
Yeah, I never was upset.
Yeah, I know you
I
were.
was very lucky.
Yeah.
Should have been, but
Yeah.
never happened.
Where did most of the vessels bait up, Harry? Up when they were out on a trip? Shelburne?
Just according to where you were.
Yeah.
If you was around Brown, you'd go in Shelburne.
Yeah.
If you was way down the east or then,
Eastern Shore?
yeah, you'd go in Cancel and
Yeah.
Madeline's,
Mm-hmm.
Adeline Islands.
Yeah. Never went into Halifax much though to bait up. Though,
Not
did
too
they?
much. You had to take a pilot there. It cost you a lot of money going there.
Into Halifax?
Yeah, you had to take a pilot to take you.
Oh.
I think it cost you $20 more.
Is that right?
You had to do it too.
For God's sake, even schooners had to take a pilot.
Yeah.
But not in the other ports, though.
No.
Huh.
I don't know, some kind of a rule they had.
Son of a gun.
Even if the skipper was no more than the pilot, he still had to pay.
Yeah.
He had to go through a lot of red tape. Immigration and everything you had to go through.
Do you ever see any friendly dory races out to sea? In port or... You ever witness any dory races?
No, the gang with 3 or 4 dories would, you see who could get aboard first. We'll race to it.
You mean like coming back with the...
Coming back aboard, yeah.
Uh-huh.
After you got your fish aboard. Anyway.
You ever break an oar?
I don't remember. Chance there I did.
Yeah, I suppose. You ever... Well, would you carry an extra oar?
No.
You didn't? Mm-hmm.
No, I never seen one.
Yeah.
Singing 4 oars. Or
Yeah, 4 oars, okay.
Probably someone breaking her.
Yeah. Now, you've been out in a dory plenty of times when a squall would come up, haven't you?
Yeah.
Was it a scary situation? Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better watch what you're doing.
Jesus. Well, you were usually inside of the vessel, though, weren't you?
Huh?
You were usually inside of the vessel, though, weren't you?
Well, sometimes you're a long way.
Long way off.
Yeah.
How far would a long way off be? Mile?
A mile, probably.
Jesus,
yeah.
a mile. And if a sudden squall came up or a snowstorm, that vessel could just about disappear, couldn't it?
Well, he'd see you. He'd kept bearings on you all the time, you know. Yeah. He had a compass. We could take a bearing from him, too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Did the skipper ever carry binoculars or a looking glass?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Some did. I guess some didn't if they could afford it.
Yeah. Pretty expensive in those
They
days.
used to have to buy them themselves. They had to buy a log, too, themselves.
Yeah.
They'd keep it as a log. You can keep a log a long while.
Harry, aside from the international races when you were on the T-boat, were you ever in another race with a schooner that you can remember, like a friendly race?
No.
Never
I
were?
was in another race at Thomas Escort, and that was a real race, though, you know.
Now was that in the international races?
Yeah, no.
No.
It was a kind of a holiday race. I don't know.
Now who was it between? The Thomas S. Garden and who else?
No, there was 4 vessels in it.
Oh, there were?
There was the Garden and the Elsie
Uh-huh.
and the Story, Arthur D. Story,
Arthur D. Story
and the Progress.
and the Progress. Now where was this race held? Off of Gloucester?
Yeah, Gloucester, yeah.
And you were on the Thomas S. Garden?
Yeah.
Who was the skipper at the time?
Who was it? Wallace Parsons.
Wallace Parsons? Was it a good race?
Nah, the weather was not good. She was a heavy vessel. She wanted a lot of wind.
Uh-huh.
We came in last.
Came in last.
Absolutely last.
Absolutely last. Who was the winner?
Progress.
Progress?
She was a small, light vessel. She
Uh-huh.
overloaded with sail.
Is that right?
If it had been any wind, the Elsie would have won it.
Can you remember the 3 skippers of the other vessels? Elsie, Progress, and,
Norman Ross had the Elsie.
yeah. What about the Progress here?
That was Dominguez. Captain Dominguez.
Manuel Domingos.
Yeah.
Dominguez.
The other one, Piney had the other one, Ben Pine.
The,
Arthur D. Story.
Arthur D. Story. Piney had the story. It was a lousy day. You mean, raining or?
No, good day, but there was no wind.
Oh, no wind. Oh, okay.
Just to breeze up a little bit, then it would die out.
Was that off the back shore?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my father saw that race, if I'm not
Might have,
mistaken.
yeah. A
I
lot
think
of
he
people
did.
seen it.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think of what day was it? I think it was some kind of a day, Gloucester Day or some Cape Man Day or something. I just forget now.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of people down.
Harry, you never ever saw any Sunday services out to sea, did you?
No.
They never held any services.
No.
No.
No, we used to fish Sunday.
You used to see whales all the time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did they come pretty close?
Pretty close sometimes, too
Yeah.
close.
Is that right? Yeah. Do you ever have any seabirds land aboard your vessel
No.
that you can remember?
They never come. Well, it gulls all the time.
Did they ever land aboard the vessel out to sea?
Not gulls, no. Little birds would
Yeah.
they'd fly aboard, you know.
Yeah.
We brought 3 little birds way down the Grand Bank one time, brought them back again.
You did. You don't remember what kind they were, huh?
No, hurricane was. They blew aboard down from Maine.
No kidding.
Stayed aboard till we got to Grand Bank. Caught a trip of fish and brought them back to Isaac's Harbor, Nova Scotia.
Is that
They flew
right?
away
And they
then.
flew off?
Yeah. We had
I guess that's a pretty common occurrence out to sea, Harry.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fly aboard, you know.
Yeah.
The wind, sometimes they blowing hard, they blow away and all.
Yeah.
They're so light.
Uh-huh.
Very seldom they get by because the gulls eats them, you know.
When you got in got into Gloucester from a trip, who usually unloaded the vessel? You guys?
Yeah, them days we used to, yeah.
So in other words, when she got in, it wasn't like you could just leave the vessel and go home, go ashore.
No.
You had all kinds of work to do, didn't you?
Had to take the fish out. There was no lumpers those days in
Uh-huh.
dory fishing.
Take them out with the old canvas,
We used to have a heister, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
They had a little engine right aboard there,
Yeah,
didn't
that's what I mean, yeah.
they? Yeah. But would they load it with, down in the hole, was it a canvas?
Little
Ba-
canvas baskets, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was no lumpers in my side.
Well, that usually would take a while to unload a vessel too, wouldn't it?
Well, they could take them up pretty fast. Just as fast as the lumpers could.
Yeah. Would
We
it,
got a lot of men, you know.
yeah. Would it take, let's say, 5 or 6 hours?
Well, you'd take them a little quicker than that if they would handle them ashore.
Uh-huh.
That was the big trouble ashore. Sometimes they'd stop and sell them over and this and that. Then you had to fork them out of the box and the carts.
Yeah.
Took more after you got them ashore, it took more time to take them out than we could in the hole. We could handle them pretty quick down the hole, you know, forking baskets. We could have them all over 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Once that basket got down in the hole, how did you fill up the basket? With a pitchfork? Would
Yeah.
you pitch them?
Pitchfork,
Didn't
yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, were they all iced down?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Keep it pretty fresh, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, they're always fresh. That is refresher. There's a lot of ice on them. Got to use a lot of ice on halibut.
Yeah.
Swordfish use a lot of ice.
A lot of ice. What? Now, why was that, Harry, a lot of ice?
Well,
Because they spoil easy, or what?
No, you got to make plugs for their napes, keep their napes up.
Mm-hmm.
And they were big fish, you know. You had to fill them full of ice.
Fill
Fill
the
the
fish full of
bodies.
ice?
Sure.
No kid.
Yeah.
Open their mouth and put ice in.
Oh, he was dressed right down the stomach.
Oh, okay. All right.
You'd fill his
Okay.
stomach full
All
of
right.
ice, then make a big plug, so we keep the napes up and
Okay.
dropping down, you know.
In other words, when they cut, when the halibut came aboard the vessel, they were gutted out, right? Right?
Yeah.
And then just filled with ice down in the hole.
You know, then you'd put them with ice on top, very good ice on top.
Uh-huh.
Halibut stay a long while. The swordfish would too.
Okay.
Some fish would, the mackerel wouldn't stay very long.
Harry, some of the first pilot houses on vessels were built on the Adventure and the Louise B. Marshall. Were these early pilot houses pretty crude? They were pretty crude affairs, weren't they, the first ones?
Yeah.
Did
It wasn't built right. They used to go over the gangway, you know. Just be a little place where they were only stuck there. But I don't think the Adventure is one of the last ones were done. I think so. I don't know, but I was on one of the. I was on the Luigi Marshall. She was one of the first.
to have one?
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the Hespers, and when I went on her first, she didn't have none.
Mm-hmm.
So they built a poor thing there. I don't know what you call it. Hen coop.
Hen coop, Jesus.
And then they.
Did it have a window in them, Harry?
Yeah.
A glass window?
One window, yeah.
One window.
First going out, but the last, but they had window in the back. We had
Yeah.
3 windows, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Stove in it?
Oh no,
No stove.
no.
Mm-hmm. Stove was down below.
Stove was in the cabin.
Mm-hmm. So it was really just to keep you out of the wind and the rain.
That's all, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when a heavy sea come up there, it was goddamn dangerous, weren't they?
If it ever hit one of them, a lot of them got drowned like that.
I think Leo Hines lost a couple of men in the adventure, didn't he?
A lot of men, yeah. He
Yeah.
did. A lot of men was lost in them.
Jesus Christ.
Adventure lost a few men.
That's right, she did. I think Leo Hines in his career, if I'm not mistaken, lost 6.
Could have been.
And Jeff, while he had her, lost 6 on the adventure.
She used to lose a lot of dories.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't think it because she looked big, strong, able
Mhm.
vessel.
Mm-hmm.
They claimed she wouldn't lay good. I always heard
She
that.
came, she wouldn't what?
She wouldn't lay too very good.
Lay to in the wind?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they said about her.
Mm-hmm.
I was never in a breeze. I was in her, but I never had no wind.
How many trips you make on it, Harry?
2.
2, yeah. And who was the skipper at the time? Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeff. Can you remember, Harry, how much a suit of oilskins cost in those days around 1923?
I forget now. Not
Five-
too much.
$5
not too much. Around $5, I guess. No more than that.
Jesus, I'd like to have a set of oilskins today. You couldn't beat them, could you? They'd keep you dry, wouldn't they?
What, the regular oil skin?
Yeah.
Not as good as the rubber.
Mm-hmm.
Not near as good.
Really?
Cold weather, they crack up on you.
Oh.
The rubber ones wouldn't be soft all the time. You know. Then you had to oil them all the time. Keep them, keep them from leaking. Damn nuisance. They're nothing but a piece of cloth, you know. Or putting on linseed oil.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Cold.
Harry, when you and Jack Hackett were dory mates on the T-boat, did you ever take Sterling Hayden out one time on a set of trawls?
Yeah.
Just once?
Yeah.
So what did he do? Just help you?
No, I just sat there and watched.
He sat there and watched?
Yeah.
He didn't help?
No, I wasn't dory mates with Jack Hackett.
Uh-huh.
Slept in the same bunk with him, though.
Oh, but you weren't dory mates with him?
No, I was dory mates with Pat Kelly.
Kelly. So, did Hayden go in your dory when you took him
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
He did. And he just watched?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, boy.
They're bad things.
I know they are, Harry. They sure as hell are. Last time I was here, Harry, we were talking about Robertson Griffin's favorite expression. Blue-eyed Jesus. He used to say that all the time, didn't he?
All the time.
Like, when he got mad, would he say it?
Yeah.
How? I mean, how would he say it?
Jeez, I don't know. He just say blue-eyed Jesus. that's
Blue-eyed
all.
Jesus, yeah. Harry, of all the vessels you were on, Catherine, Joffrey, Hesperus, Ruth and Margaret, Elsie G. Silver, Elma Gray, what was the next vessel you were on after the Elsie G. Silver and the Elma Gray? Do you remember?
No.
Yeah.
Never.
Right.
I can't even remember. They didn't have the vessels I was on.
What's that?
That's not a quarter of the vessels that I
I
was
know
on.
it. I know it. I know it.
I can't remember, but the truth. Good one time, now I can't.
Harry, we were talking the last time I was here about little Dan being so superstitious. Can you please just tell me, just briefly, about the story about little Dan and the song Beautiful Marie? He used to get upset when you guys used to sing that song, Beautiful Marie.
I never I wasn't with him.
You weren't with little Dan?
Never made it for no.
Oh, okay.
No.
But you heard about him being...
I used to hear about it, yeah.
So what would he do when he used to hear that song?
He'd like to go home. Oh, yeah.
You mean if you were out fishing? I mean, if he was out fishing on the bank and he heard some of the crew singing "Beautiful Marie," he'd say, let's go, mates."
1,000 miles away he'd go home.
1,000 miles away, he'd come home.
No fish.
Jesus. So that was a song that was pretty popular in those days, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Beautiful Marie. You remember it?
No, I don't think I do. Sweet Marie.
Sweet Marie? Yeah.
I might have probably, I don't know.
You were telling me that the Lunenburg vessels, Harry, didn't feed very well.
Well, not like the Gloucester vessels.
Yeah. Did they have a breakfast usually?
No, they make the first set, no breakfast.
They go out fishing early in the morning, daybreak, with no breakfast, no cup of hot coffee or nothing. And then they...
When they come back, they wasn't gone too long.
Yeah, well, a couple hours, an hour, a couple hours.
And a half, like that.
In other words, they set the trawls, right?
You know, the trawls was already set.
Oh, for the night before, all right, day before.
Night sets.
All right. And then they wouldn't eat when they come back.
When they come back, they'd eat, yeah. I was never on one of them, but that's what the crew used to tell me.
Yeah, and you would tell me something about they never carried eggs, as a rule?
No, carry your own eggs.
You had to buy your own eggs?
Yeah.
About 20 cents a dozen in those days, weren't they?
Gee, I don't know. If you had a couple of old hens, you wouldn't have to buy them.
So they didn't feed very well, or they didn't feed as well as Gloucester vessels did.
I don't think they did, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was, as I say, I never was on one.
Yeah.
I'm just going by what the gang told me.
Uh-huh.
They were good cooks, though.
Yeah. Oh, they were good cooks. That's good.
Yeah, they had the name, yeah.
I told you up at the VA right now, I got a big tall guy. He must be about 6'3". He's a Himmelman from
he was over.
Lunenburg. Yeah. It's a famous name up there.
There's a lot of panels there.
I know. Harry, the last time I was here, we were talking about sayings, old sayings. And one of the old sayings was, mackerel, sky, and mare's tails. Remember? We were talking about that? Can you remember any other fisherman's sayings?
Yeah, I don't believe I do. Remember that one, though.
Yeah. Was there any other sayings or any...
No, a lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them? You can't remember any of them?
I got a book from the library not too long ago. There was about 35 or 40 of them in there.
Yeah, what was the name of that book?
Jeez, I forget now.
With fisherman's sayings in it?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Old songs and verses and all.
Oh, yeah.
I forget the name of that book. I might try to look for it
Geez,
again.
would you try and remember, if you can, the name of that book, Harry?
Yeah. I'm going to look someday if I can find it again. Yeah.
What were some of the other vessels, the names of the vessels you were on, Harry? Can you remember some of the other ones?
Bay State.
You were on the Bay State? Was she was a Boston vessel, wasn't she?
No, Boston.
Oh, was she? Who was the skipper, Harry?
Eric Carlson.
Eric Carlson. You don't know what year that was, do you? 20s?
In the 20s, late 20s.
Late 20s? 27, 28, 29?
Like that,
how long were you on here?
That's where I made that famous 6-week trip.
Oh, the famous 6-week trip. And that would be up near, now what bank would that be?
Well, we started on George's there. We wound up way down to Grand Bank.
Uh-huh. Was that a halibut trip? Strictly halibut?
Yeah. Broke the engine, that's why we were so long.
The engine broke down?
We had to sail home, yeah.
Oh, for God's sakes. What was the engine? You remember what kind it was? Was it a...
CO, no, 100 CO.
Uh-huh. Not a Cooper Bessemer?
No.
A CO?
Yeah, Fairbanks.
Oh, Fairbanks Morse?
Yeah.
And it broke down. They couldn't fix it?
No way.
Oh, geez. Who was the engineer at the time? You remember?
No, I forget now.
So he had to sail her home. Was she a good sailing vessel?
No.
She wasn't. plug, so to speak?
Well, she was a great big old knockabout, big rugged vessel. Had a lot of wind, she'd sail.
Yeah.
We never had the wind. We had fog and southwest wind all the time.
How long were you on the base?
Huh?
How long were you on the base state here?
Just that trip.
Just one trip on the base
That
state?
was enough. I think we were 10 days trying to get home.
Oh my Lord, 10 days.
Them days there were no telephones, there were no wireless. No, you couldn't call a Coast Guard.
Wow.
In fact, we never seen a steamer, nothing.
You didn't?
No.
Never saw anything
Nothing,
on the
no.
way home?
The only thing we seen when we got here, we took our fish out in Portland, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
We knew they were, we had a nice trip, but they were gone and were rotten.
Some of the halibut were rotten?
Oh, but they're all rotten, yeah.
No kid. Because you didn't have enough ice for them?
Well, the 10 days.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. I see what you're saying. Jesus, how about that?
Fog is the worst thing in the world, too.
Oh,
Eats
my
the ice bit up.
Lord. Well, Christ, she must have only been averaging about 6, 7 knots a day then,
How
probably.
much?
Less.
Some days you wouldn't make 1 knot. I mean, a day, sometimes you make about 4 miles, 5 miles.
Oh, my Lord.
We didn't break the engine, we got up off the cancel.
No kid.
At
Jesus.
500 miles in there.
That would tend to make the crew a little grumpy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there was nothing you could do.
No. Jesus.
Go on one tack, then the other tack, like that, tack for tack.
Did he have a good reputation as a skipper?
Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he done good on the drawers, bean drawers.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good.
What were some of the other vessels besides the Bay State? I mean, I know about the LCG Silver and the Catherine and the Joffrey and the
Mary Sears, I've done that.
Mary Sears.
She was nice. She was like the Adventure.
She was.
Beautiful vessel.
Who was her skipper, Harry?
Joe Sears.
Oh, Joe Sears. That's right. Portuguese fella.
I was in the Herbert Parker for a while, too.
Who was the skipper then on the Parker?
Portuguese man, I forget his name now. Cranjo. Cranjo, something like that.
Yeah.
He was a good skipper.
Mm-hmm. Was she a good vessel?
Oh, yeah.
She was.
Very good, yeah. Big vessel.
Who was the cook, do you remember?
No, Portuguese fellow.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
The only time you were ever a cook on a vessel was on the Tebow, is that correct? Is that right? Or were you cooks on other vessels?
No, I was cook on the Elk one day.
Oh, just on, oh, is that right? The elk.
Yeah.
Every time I hear the elk, I always think of my father.
Let's see now. Well, I guess that's it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Catherine, Joffrey, Hesperus, Ruth and Margaret, LTG Silva, Elma Gray, Bay State, and the last one you just mentioned was what? What was it?
Herbert Parker.
The Herbert Parker.
The Dawn. Dawn was one of the best vessels ever I was in.
The Dawn. She a small vessel?
No, big vessel.
Good size? Who was the skipper?
I was in it with Cecil Moulton.
Oh, Cecil Moulton. He had quite a reputation, didn't he?
Yeah. Good man.
Now, how long were you on the Dawn?
Oh, I forget now.
It was more than one trip.
Oh, I had more than 4 or 5 trips I had.
So that'd be about a year you were on it?
No.
Less.
Less than a year, yeah.
And she was a nice little vessel, you said?
Nice big vessel.
I mean, okay, nice big vessel. Was she a good sailor?
No,
No?
didn't have to sail. She
Yeah.
had only a big engine on it.
Yeah. She was comfortable.
Yeah.
Huh.
Big.
Now what kind of fishing did you do on the Dawn mostly?
Haddock.
Haddock?
Yeah. Shackle.
You like haddock, Harry?
No.
You don't like haddock?
I don't like no kind of fish.
You don't like fish?
Only swordfish.
Only swordfish, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's
So I
sake.
like saltfish myself.
Yeah, geez, my father used to like sawfish dinners. Sawfish dinners.
Corn hake once in a while. Well, you don't eat too much fish as a rule, fishermen, no?
You like a fish chowder?
Well, I can eat it, but I
Yeah.
haven't stuck on it.
Yeah.
As a rule, the Portuguese people, they eat fish all the time.
Mm-hmm. So, the Dawn and the Herbert Parker. Any other ones you can remember, you can recall?
Isabel Parker, I was on her too.
Who was the skipper at the time?
Irvin Morrissey.
Irving Morrissey.
Mm.
There was a whole slew of Morrisseys, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
and I was on the Eleanor Nicholson with him. Irvin Morrissey.
Eleanor Nicholson, is she
Eleanor
the one
Nicholson,
that had that bad leak?
She was the one that got lost with putting her own hands.
Because she was leaking so bad? No?
Steamer hit her,
But,
putting her down.
yes, but you weren't on her though?
No.
No,
pretty sure,
okay,
no.
all right.
I left her about 5 trips with her.
Jesus, that was a close call, wasn't it, Harry?
Yeah.
She got run down by a steamer, was it Boston Harbor?
No, down up at Shelburne.
Oh, off of Shelburne, that's right.
Blowing a gale wind.
That's right. How many were lost, do you remember? Quite a few?
About 20, I guess.
Jeepers creepers. And the skipper at the time when she was run down was
Mm-hmm. Irvin Morrissey.
Irvin Morrissey. Was he lost too?
Yeah.
He was. How about that? I think most of the Morrissey came, the Morrisseys, most of them come from the Pubnicos.
Yeah, that's where they come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a early little morning. I was down there. I was in the Hespers at the time.
Really?
We were right alongside of them.
Hmm.
There's a lot of vessels there, so I don't see why he didn't why he didn't run down to more than one, because there was 4 or 5 vessels there.
Very close together.
Yeah, I was jogging there. Yeah.
Holy mackerel. What was the freighter? You remember the name of the freighter?
No, I forget now.
It was a foreign vessel, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it was a Scandinavian vessel, Swedish or something. I don't know.
yeah, I forget now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was she had left Halifax, I think. I think she had left Halifax, coming up the shore.
Any other vessels? Any other vessels that you can remember?
Mm,
Isabel Parker, Herbert B. Parker, Dawn, Eleanor Nicholson.
yeah. I know there's a lot more, but I can't think of now.
Can you remember the last schooner you were on before you went on beam trawl? You were on beam trawlers too, weren't you?
The last vessel I was on the Curtin Altivo.
Okay, but did you go on beam trawlers too?
Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, the Tebow was the last schooner you was on before you went on
Last
beam trawlers.
trip by me and dory fishing.
Now, what year was that, Harry? 1930 what? 30,
Maybe about 34, 35.
34, 35.
Mm.
What was the first beam trawler you were on, Harry? You remember? The Boston vessel?
Yeah, the Osprey is first.
Oh, the
beam
Osprey.
trawler.
Oh. She a nice vessel?
She was a beam trawler.
Yeah. Was she a nice vessel?
Yeah.
Good size?
Big, yeah, a great big one, yeah.
Yeah. How many men, Harry, did they carry?
I think
About
we had 17.
17 men. Jeez,
Yeah.
she was good sizing, wasn't she?
Oh, she was 140 foot long.
140 foot long.
Yeah.
What kind of an engines, Harry, did she have?
Steam engines.
Big engines?
Yeah, steam.
Yeah.
Burn coal.
Oh. Go right along?
Oh, yeah. Make 10 mile, 11 mile.
Hmm. You remember the cook on the Osprey?
No. That's going back to 1923.
Oh, you said 1930.
Oh, I said on the Osprey. You were asking me what was the first trawler I was on.
Oh, okay. All right.
1934. That's the last trip I made drawing.
Oh, all right.
Dory fishing.
Did you retire from the sea in 34?
No.
No. Okay. Dory fishing. Dory
I
fishing.
retired from dory fishing.
Okay.
I
So-
didn't retire in 73 when I retired.
73.
Yeah, 73.
What vessel was that, Harry?
Small boat here, the Captain Scrogg.
Captain Scrod in Gloucester.
Yeah, I started fishing in 23 and quit in 73.
Is the Captain Scrod gone now, Harry? Didn't she
Yeah.
just sink or something?
She sunk this one.
Yeah. What? A couple of months ago or something?
Yeah,
Son of a gun. She was old, wasn't she?
not too old.
No.
No.
20, 30 some odd years.
I don't think she was ever old.
So you retired.
She was a nice boat.
You retired in 73.
I just put 50 years in.
50 years.
53, I was started at 23 and wound up at 73. I got
Oh,
sick. If I hadn't got sick, I wouldn't
50,
retire.
50 years, huh? 50 years at sea.
I wouldn't retire if I hadn't got sick.
Yeah. The day you walked away from her, the captain squad, the day you walked off of her, you knew that you were never going to come back fishing again.
No.
No?
No.
Uh-huh.
I know I went to the hospital when I was all through.
You did.
Oh,
When they told you were sick.
yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell me. I knew it.
Yeah. Son of a gun. You had 50 years fishing, and my father had approximately 50 years, 50 some odd years in fish markets.
Yeah. A long while.
Long time, Harry. Long time. You caught him and he sold him.
Yeah. That's how it went.
Yeah, Jesus. Did you ever have any close calls in beam trawlers, Harry?
No.
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 Mm-hmm.
You were on deck all the time, you know.
Yeah. That's right, you were on deck. That's right.
If I got hurt, I seen men get hurt though.
You did? Bad accidents, Harry?
Some bad, yeah.
Yeah, how bad? What was the worst?
Well, I'd lose 3 or 4 fingers.
Oh,
somewhere.
jeez. Caught in the what? The winch?
Yeah.
Wow, mighty. That's what happened to Pat. He lost some fingers.
You lost 2 or 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was on a beam trawler, Harry.
That was on the trolley on
Yeah.
the main.
Yeah. Son of a gun. When they had an injury like that, would the skipper put into port
Oh,
or try?
yeah, you have to.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Thinking of the man's life. Son of a gun. Harry, what was of all the beam trawlers you were on, what was the best one that you considered to be the best of them?
The best, well, Maine. I was on the Maine one time with my brother Pat.
The Maine?
Yeah.
Now, where was she home ported? Boston?
Boston, yeah.
Was she a big one too?
Yeah, very big, yeah.
Comfortable vessel.
Yeah. It was a nice boat.
Who was the skipper? Do you remember?
My brother, Pat.
Oh, your
Yeah,
brother was the skipper.
Yeah.
Oh. I suppose she's long gone, Harry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know. She may be in Halifax.
You really think so?
Could be.
Was she sold up there?
Yeah,
How about that?
yeah. I
How
think the best boat I was on was the Tide.
the Tide?
Yeah.
Jesus, they had nice names. Son of a gun.
She was an old boat, the Tide. A big one, big boat. She was built for an icebreaker.
She was?
Built in wartime, yeah.
Holy mackerel! She must have been
She was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Shower baths and everything on her.
what?
Shower baths on her.
Shower baths.
Yeah, everything on her.
Holy mackerel!
Steam table. It's
Wow.
like a restaurant.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about that? Who was her skipper, Harry? You remember?
Fellow from Newfoundland, Gein, his name was.
Gian?
Jim Gein, yeah. Young fella.
Spell it, Harry. You spell it?
I think
G-
it's Geehan. Geehan. Geehan.
Irish?
Yeah, Irish Newfoundlander.
Irish Newfoundlander. Son of a gun. And you think she might still be in Halifax, huh?
Could be. She was the last time I seen her.
How many
I think
years?
she still is, too.
How many years ago did you see her?
Oh, I seen her, well, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago down there.
Probably renamed though, right?
No, still that
Same name?
Yeah.
How about that?
But when she was built, she was the Yale when first she was built.
The Yale?
Yeah, there were 3 built that were after colleges.
Oh,
There was the West Point and the Yale and the, I forget the other one, Annapolis. So they sold them to the, Bay State, I guess, or the General Seafoods, I guess.
uh-huh,
And then they put on different names on them.
uh-huh. And then she was renamed.
She was renamed the Tide. Yeah.
She must have had some god-awful big engines in her, Harry, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were they, steam?
Oh yeah. Decent. Besmers.
Oh, Cooper Bessemer?
Yeah. She'd go like a different.
Couple hundred horsepower, probably.
Couple of hundred.
More than that?
Yeah.
Wow.
1,200 probably.
1,200 horsepower. Boy, that's
Sure,
a
he was a
big,
big boat.
boy, she must have gone right along.
He'd go
Jesus.
12 miles an hour.
Now, what did they do? Set trawls or no? Not trawls. They dragged or what?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Nets?
She'd make 13 if you wanted to push her.
Really? Wow, that's going. That's going right along. That is going right along. And she was home ported in Boston.
Yeah.
Well, then you must have taken the train home a lot, then, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to go on the train back and forth.
Yeah. Steam train? Was it in the?
Up here, yeah.
Yeah. Son of a gun. How about that?
East tie up in East Boston.
Yeah.
Made good money on her too.
Uh-huh.
Very good money.
You did.
Very good money I made. Oh,